49er underscore news 24. We are back. We have 49ers versus Titans. 49ers football is back. This is the first pre-game show of the 49ers NFL season. I am hyped up. Let me get this link over to Instagram. If you guys are not following me on Instagram, it is under the same handle, 49er underscore news 24. Let's get it. We have a pre-game show today. I'm going to break down players to watch for the 49ers, player to watch for the Tennessee Titans, and more like that. I did just drop a video on my YouTube on the channel, the YouTube Shorts called players to watch for tonight's game. So here's the video right now. We're going to kick it off with that video right now. This is I named 3 players to keep an eye on for 49ers preseason game week 1. Here is the video. Watch for preseason week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. Nick Martin on the unofficial depth chart is listed as the Will 2 behind Dre Greenlaw. Expect him to be the Sam linebacker number 1 for the 49ers. Quarterback 3 battle. Curtis Rook versus Adrian Martinez. They are still battling for the quarterback 3 position. Right now, Curtis Rook has the upper hand. They will be battling throughout camp and the preseason. Guard 1 battle. Robert Jones and Connor Colby, same as the quarterback 3 battle. This battle will be decided throughout camp and the preseason. No one has ran away with this one just yet. Those are 3 players to watch. You got the left guard 1 spot. Robert Jones right now. We put the unofficial depth chart. Robert Jones right now is listed as the left guard 1, but as Callahan said, no one has really ran away with this position battle. No one has really ran away with the left guard starting spot. So Robert Jones being listed as the left guard 1 doesn't mean he is going to be the left guard 1, but it does seem like it is Robert Jones' job to lose. You got Connor Colby, he's listed as the right guard number 2. I expect him to still be competing for that left guard spot. So that is going to be a little fun battle to watch. Who performs better tonight? Is it going to be Robert Jones, the veteran, or is it going to be Connor Colby, the player out of Iowa that the 49ers drafted, I believe, last season or maybe 2 seasons ago now? One of those things, but that is the first one. And then you got my boy Nick Martin. I'm a huge Nick Martin fan. Nick Martin is a guy who's going to be competing for a Nick Martin's going to be competing to be that starting Sam spot with Luke Gifford. Luke Gifford right now is listed as the starting Sam. I don't expect Luke Gifford to be the starting Sam when week 1 comes around. I think Nick Martin is going to be the 49ers starting Sam linebacker. I like Nick Martin. I think he is the better linebacker out of those 2. If you had to give me Luke Gifford or Nick Martin, I'm taking Nick Martin. He has great downhill speed. He's a great tackler. He's just a guy who I believe in. I was very high on him coming out of the draft cycle last season. So I think it's his time to shine under Raheem Morris. I think it's his time to shine now. Nick Martin is going to be a fun player to watch today. He should get a lot of reps today for the San Francisco 49ers. Jaden Duggar, also a Sam linebacker. He also should get a lot of reps today. Him and Nick Martin should get a lot of reps today. I believe Duggar was going to play the 3rd and 4th quarter, and I believe Nick Martin will play the 2nd and half of the 3rd quarter. That's how I expect the game time playing for Nick Martin to go. And then lastly, the quarterback 3 battle. Everyone's going to have their eye on this. The quarterback 3 battle between Adrian Martinez and Curtis Rook. This is going to be a fun one to watch. No one has ran away with it throughout camp right now. Even though Curtis Rook seems like he has the upper hand, that is going to be something we keep watching throughout this 3 preseason games. Who performs better during the preseason? And also, the 49ers also prefer camp over these preseason games. That is something you need to note too, that Kyle Shanahan likes to see how they perform in 49ers camp rather than more than the preseason game. Those are the 3 things to watch for tonight for this 49ers Titans preseason week 1 game. If we get into the Titans unofficial depth chart, the Titans are expected to play their starters for more than 1 series, whatever that means. That is what Robert Saleh said. They are expecting to play their starters for more than 1 series. We're gonna see Cam Ward. The 49ers defense is gonna go against Cam Ward. We're gonna see Carnell Tate the 1st round rookie out of Ohio State. That's gonna be a fun thing to watch for the Tennessee Titans. And then 3rd player to watch the Tennessee Titans, I'm actually very excited to see. I'm very excited to see former Stanford wide receiver Eric. I don't remember his name. The Stanford wide receiver Eric Eric A. out of Stanford. I forgot to say his name. I'm excited to see those young wide receivers for the Tennessee Titans. You got Eric and you got Xavier Restrepo. Those two wide receivers, I'm very excited to watch for the Tennessee Titans. Those are my three players to watch for the Titans. Cam Ward, Eric A., the former wide receiver out of Stanford. I forget how to say his last name. And then Xavier Restrepo. Xavier Restrepo, I believe, he ran a slow 40-yard dash, and his draft stock just dropped all the way down. So I'm excited to see what he does tonight versus or San Francisco 49ers. But that is going to be something to watch for the 49ers, is what can Xavier Restrepo do. Now the keys of win for preseason, it gets dicey, I'll say. Like in preseason, you really just want to see your young players have good games. Like for the 49ers, you want to see Carlos Rick or Asia Martinez have a good game. You want to see Waitman, who is now the official starting punter for the 49ers. He won the punting battle versus Jake Bronsman. He won that starting spot. You just want them young guys to perform good. Jalen Stroman, I'm excited to see. You just want them all to perform good and see who really has the talent. So for the keys and win for the 49ers tonight, number one, don't allow a lot of points when the Tennessee Titans have their starters out there. I think their starters are going to play 2 to 3 drives. I see Cam Ward probably playing 2 to 3 drives versus the 49ers today. So don't allow Cam Ward to get cooking. Don't allow them to get a lot of points off the defense. For the 49ers, it's very unclear what kind of stars are going to play for the 49ers. As all Shanahan said, is some starters will play, but not many. Or no, he said not many starters will play. So that means some stars are playing, but not many. I don't expect Brock Purdy to play. I'll be very surprised if Brock Purdy does play today. I think Mac Jones will get some burn. But other than that, it's going to be all eyes on that quarterback. 3 better Carlos Rick versus Adrian Martinez. If we look at the game lines for this game, let me pull it up for you guys. The game lines that is set right now on Underdog Fantasy. Is these the same lines from yesterday? 1 second. Oh, no, it's not. All right, let me send this over. These are the game lines for this preseason game. You have Tennessee Titans minus 233 on the spread. They are minus 5.5 points, and the over/under is set at 39.5 for this game. If I had to predict this game right now, I'm taking 49ers plus 5.5, and I'm taking the over 39.5 total points. That is what I would take right now. But I'm gonna stay away from this game. I think today the only thing I think I'm gonna take is probably gonna be. Let me see something. It's probably going to be the 49ers at plus 5.5 here. I think that's going to be the play I take. 49ers plus 5.5. And then just don't touch anything else. Don't touch the over under. Actually, what I'm going to play is 49ers plus 9.5. It is at a minus 186. I like that line. I think Niners don't lose by more than 9 points. So I like the 49ers at plus 9.5 points here on Underdog Fantasy. So if I had to take a play, I would take 49ers plus 9.5, and then I will stay away from the rest of it. I might sprinkle a little bit on the 49ers money line just in case after the starters go out, the 49ers go crazy. Go Niners. Shout out to Jones in the chat. Yes, sir. We are finally back. We got game day for the first time. I'm excited. But yeah, those are the only thing I would take for this game for the 49ers is the 49ers plus 7.5 on or plus 9.5 on underdog. And then maybe sprinkle a little bit on the 49ers money line. That's going to wrap it up for the pregame show. Now we could just freestyle this live stream, whatever we want to get into. There's not really player process 49ers game on underdog right now, as the 49ers came out with a very bland plan for this game. There's really nothing. All Kyle Shanahan said is not many stars are going to play. So Underdog didn't release no quarterback player props for the 49ers. They have Patrick Taylor up at 29.5. I expect Patrick Taylor should be the lead horse for the San Francisco 49ers. He should be the running back one a day as we look at this unofficial. So no Christian McCaffrey, no Jordan James, no Kalen Black. Patrick Taylor Jr. is missing from this graphic. I don't not know why. So Patrick Taylor Jr. will be the lead back today for the 49ers. So his line on Underdog is at 29.5. That's very interesting. Trying to think here. The Titans, like I said, the Stars are probably going to play 2 to 3 series here. So 29.5 for him is interesting. And then you got the wide receivers. You have Malik Turner, excuse me. You have Malik Turner and you have Trent Irving. Trent Irving just got signed, I think, 2 weeks ago or last week, something like that. He's very new to this 49ers team. You have no lines for Jacob Cowing or Jordan Watkins, which is very, very strange. I don't know why you have no lines for Jacob Cowing or Jordan Watkins. But yeah, those are the only two 49er player props out is Malik Turner and Trenton Irwin. You have Xavier Restrepo for the Titans at 17.5, and you have Cornell Tate also on the Titans at 17.5. If I have to take something, it will have to be the rushing yards for Tony Pollard under 19.5. I think Tony Pollard, I don't think he's going to get the ball a lot. I think they want to feature Cam Ward. I think maybe Tony Pollard gets 2 to 3 carries a day in the first 2 to 3 drives for the Titans. So him under 19.5 rush yards is a prop that I would take if I had to take something for this game. I expect this to get bumped down. I expect this line for Tony Pollard to be around like 14.5, 13.5 area. That's where I expect this line to end up for Tony Pollard is around that 13.5 rushing yards. Right now in Underdog Fantasy, it is set at a high at 19.5. So that's very interesting that it's set at 19.5. This is the prop I'm talking about. It's set at 19.5. It's kind of high compared to the other books, compared to Better and Prize Picks. Better has it at 13.5. Prize Pick has it at 13.5. Underdog has it all the way to 19.5. But I low-key could see Tony Pollard ripping a big run on the 49ers, but the line difference is there for Underdog and Prize Picks. The line difference is there. Tony Pollard at 19.5 is a little high compared to the other bucks, so that is something. Let me pull up FanDuel. Let me see what they have the line on Tony Pollard at this game. Do they even have preseason lines? How do I? NFL preseason. Just want to see what they have Tony Pollard at. All right, maybe they don't have Tony Pollard. Okay, maybe they don't have Tony Pollard, so we can't do that. But yeah, this line seems very high compared to Prize Picks Better. It's at 19.5. I'm gonna double check it. Let me see if it's actually at 19.5 on Better. Pull up Better. Better usually has very good lines for player props. They usually have better lines than Underdog Fantasy, and they usually have better lines than Prize Picks. Yes. Okay, Tony Pollard is at 13.5 on Better, and then Patrick Taylor Jr. is at a high at 34.5. So Better has high lines for Patrick Taylor Jr. and a low line for Tony Pollard. So Patrick Taylor Jr. actually could be a good take for the 49ers. His over rushing yards on Underdog at, oh no, it just went up live here. Patrick Taylor Jr. just went all the way up to 30.5 rushing yards for the 49ers. So that's something I will stay away from now. Kicking wise, you got Eddie Pinheiro, extra points made set at 1.5, 1.5. So 2 touchdowns for the 49ers and 2 extra points made for him. It is only a 0.86 multiplier though. And then you have Joe Slide, former 49ers kicker, also at a 0.81 multiplier at set. The line set at 1.5. So no player props that stick out to me. The boom play for today, my most confident play is what my boom play is, and that is going to be former 49ers quarterback Trey Lance to have over 89.5 passing yards, and then Jamar Chase to have over 28.5 receiving yards here. This is the boom play. You got Jamar Chase over under 28.5 receiving yards. I think Jamar Chase only plays one possession. And you got Trey Lance. Trey Lance is going to play one whole half of football today. He's most likely going to play against the starters and the second string / third string for the Texans, excuse me. So he's gonna have one half to get 80 to get 90 passing yards. I think my guy Trey Lance is gonna get it. And you got Jamar Chase. I expect him to get one drive. If he gets one chunk play, I'll be very, very disappointed. But I don't expect that to happen. I think under 28.5 is a very high line for Jamar Chase here in the preseason. And then I really like the line set for Trey Lance at 89.5. So that's my boom play. That's my most confident play. Later on today, I'll most likely go live again looking at player props. I have one play out right now. That's the only preseason play I have out right now. But I have a baseball player out right now. I have the Pittsburgh Pirates money line versus the Miami Marlins. So hopefully the Pirates come out for me. I'm going to watch that game, sweat that game out. But yeah, those are the player props for the 49ers game. This is the only player props that I have right now for NFL preseason. Other than that, yeah, it's just very, very bland player props for the 49ers. I'm waiting for them to drop Curtis Rourke or Adrian Martinez passing props. That's what I want. I don't think they're gonna do it because I don't know, they're holding off or something. They just dropped another rushing prop for the 49ers. They have McCormick at 21.5 rushing yards. Or Better has it at, or PrizePick has it at 27.5. So we got a 6 yards difference there. Once again on underdog. Niners at plus 9.5 though seems like the play for me. If we look at the history, let's see. Let's search up 49ers preseason 2025 week 1. Last year, week 1, we lost to Denver 30-9. So that wouldn't have covered. We lost to the Titans in 24, 17-13. So that covers the plus 9.5. And we go back one more year for preseason game week 1, we lost to the Raiders 34-7. So 49ers covering the 9.5 spread on preseason game week 1. They are 1-2 out of the last 3 preseason games. So that is something to note. But I like the 49ers at plus 9.5 tonight. And I'm probably gonna sprinkle a little bit on the 49ers money line at plus 186 on Underdog Fantasy. Like I said, I'm gonna be live once again later, most likely. If I'm not, this will be the last live stream until I don't know if I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I'm gonna try. If not, this will be the last live of the week. But yeah, those are the 2 props I would take: 49ers plus 9.5 and sprinkle a little bit on the 49ers money line. You got Ricky Pearsall who completed his surgery. 49ers wide receiver Ricky Pearsall completed his surgery. Obviously, very unfortunate that the 49ers lost him for the year, but he just got his surgery done. This is a picture that Ricky Pearsall posted on his Instagram story. I really feel like the Niners, their doctor really screwed him over this season. The doctor advice for Pearsall was to not get the surgery, and him not getting the surgery really messed him up. This is the picture he posted. Him not getting the surgery really messed him up. He was looking good. He was posting videos of him training all off season, and then just what was it, like 2-3 weeks into camp, Ricky Pearsall gets injured. Maybe 2 weeks into camp, Ricky Pearsall got injured and he was announced out for the year. Just unbelievable stuff. So, yeah, hope Ricky Pearsall makes a very fast recovery very fast recovery. Hope to see him back next season in his contract year. It's gonna be a big year for Ricky Pearsall next year. It's gonna be a contract year for Ricky Pearsall. It's gonna be a contract year for Ricky Pearsall. So hope that PCL recovers very, very nicely. But this is the picture he posted. You got his dad and mom, you got his girlfriend, and I don't know who that one is. Maybe I don't want to disrespect his family, but this is the picture he posted. You got Debo Samuel posting on his story a message to Rick Pearsall. Debo posted on his story. Debo said, "Head up, chin high, my brother. Only up from here with prayer hands." So Debo showing love to Rick Pearsall. Hope he recovers. Hope he recovers very well as that PCL injury. John Lynch said he suffered one before in his career and he didn't have to do surgery. No, he said usually the PCL injuries, they usually recover on their own, and you usually don't need surgeries. But for Ricky Pearsall, that was not the case at all. For Ricky Pearsall, he unfortunately, it was the doctors the doctors told him to not get the surgery, and he was training throughout the offseason, just let time heal it. And then right when camp started, a week or two into camp, he gets injured and that PCL needs surgery. So very unfortunate for Ricky Pearsall. I still think Ricky Pearsall is a great wide receiver. He's a phenomenal route runner, and I'm very disappointed that he is not on the 49ers roster going into the season. As the 49ers roster room, we've been over this so many times. The 49ers wide receiver room right now doesn't have route running. They don't. I don't like Deshaun struggling route running. I know he's looking good at camp, but I need to see it when they're in live bullets. They're going against another team 11-11. When the game counts, week 1 versus the Rams, week 2 versus the Dolphins, I need to see something from Deshaun struggling early to make me a believer, as I don't think his route running is good. I think he's more of a yak threat. So, or this is our best route runner, Ricky Pearsall. This is our best route runner, and he won't even be here for the season. Very unfortunate for the 49ers. I'm going to have my boom play posted a little bit later today. You guys already know the boom play. If you guys hear on the live, it's Ja'Marr Chase. Is this play right here? This parlay right here. Ja'Marr Chase under 28.5 receiving yards and Trey Lance over 89.5 passing yards. This will be my boom play. My boom play is my most confident parlay, my most confident 2-player props. So that's gonna be the boom play that I post. I believe, if I can't find another one, this will be the boom play I post around 12 p.m. Pacific time. That will be the boom play I post. But if I find another one, I'll have it out for you guys. Let me see something here on my iPad real quick, boys. Okay, nothing. I'm checking for some 49er news. Just seeing what we got out there right now. I talked about the 3 players that I'm most excited to see. This is the 49ers unofficial depth chart. Jaden Duggar, like I said earlier, I'm excited to see him play. Nick Martin. Romeo Height, I'm excited to play. I forgot to talk about Romeo Height. Romeo Height, I'm very excited to see him play. I liked his tape out of college. I thought he was a very underrated edge rusher. I believe I said it looks. Let me put my scouting report on Romeo Height real quick so you guys can read this with me. Heights. Okay. Let me screenshot this. Bang. This was my scouting report on Romeo Height when he was coming out during the draft cycle. This is how I do scouting reports. This is what I wrote. I said Romeo was coming off his best season. He had 10 sacks. He had the 4th highest pressure rate at 23.5%, and he had the third fastest average time to get pressure on the quarterback. He has great speed and a good first step, able to beat many offensive linemen with just his first step. His speed shows up when he is closing down on quarterbacks. He uses a spin move to get past the O-line. That shows his speed to beat the offensive line. He also has versatility, able to drop back in coverage and cover the running back out of the backfield. The speed turns into him using his bend to get past the offensive line. His tackling is a problem, missing a lot of them with a 21.2% missed tackle rate. He only had 1 year of real production, which was his last year. He only had 6.5 before this season. I see an early round 3 edge rusher on tape because of the 1 year production. Something that is interesting is he played for 4 different schools, four different schools in 4 different years. Something to look into. Was he a problem? He was not the problem, or I didn't find out that he was a problem. So that's something interesting to watch. Romeo was a top 30 visit by the 49ers. Injury history: he had a shoulder injury as a freshman. He also had, what did he have this year? He had a fluid in his elbow, they said. So that's something. So he was injured during camp, a little fluid in his elbow. This was my scouting report on Romeo Height when he was coming out of the draft cycle this past season or this season. So yeah, those were my notes on him. Only thing I didn't like, as you guys see, the missed tackle rate, the low production. I hate players with low production. Shamar Stewart last year, the Bengals edge rusher they drafted, I wasn't a big fan of him just because how low his production was. Just he wasn't there for me last year. Shamar Stewart, and I was very happy the 49ers did not go with Shamar Stewart. But yeah, I said Romeo Height. I had a early round 3 grade on him. I don't remember where he was drafted. I believe he was drafted in round 3. What round was he drafted? Yeah, Romeo Height was drafted in round 3 by the 49ers. So got that right. Right on the dot. I said I see an early round 3 edge rusher on tape because of the 1 year production. If he didn't have the 1 year production, he was really a round 2, late round 2 talent. But early round 3 was a very safe spot for a team to draft him. But that's another player who I'm excited to watch today is Romeo Height. Hoping none of our young guys get injured. Romeo Height is another player I'm excited to watch today for this preseason game. You have Jaden Duggar, who I keep getting into. Jaden Duggar has been using versatile way throughout camp. He's been lining up with the defensive ends at the edge rusher position. He's been lining up at his normal position at linebacker. And then during college, he was lined up as a safety. So he's kind of like a hybrid player, a safety / linebacker. I believe Fred Warner in college also played a little bit of safety. So that little hybrid position, that safety linebacker position that the 49ers love out of their linebackers, Jaden Duggar also has that. So that's another guy who I'm excited to watch as I'm scanning through this unofficial depth chart, just looking to see what players I'm excited to watch. Of course, left guard spot, you got Robert Jones, Connor Colby, talked about that. I don't know if Deebo Samuel's going to play today. I have his jersey on right now. Let me stand up. I have his jersey on right now. 19. He has his jersey on right now. If he does play, I'm excited to see him more of the kickoff return game today, and not really the more of the kickoff return game, and not the receiving game. So that is something. I do hope Debo gets at least one drive out there with the starters and then one kickoff return. So we're hoping for that for the 49ers. One series for Debo Samuel. Who else? Upton Stout. I'm excited to see Upton Stout play. If he does play today, I do think Upton Stout will play today. That is someone who I was very high on. Him and Nick Martin were 2 players I was very high on last season's draft cycle. Those were 2 players I was very high on. And Upton Stout gave me return in the first year, which I was very excited on. And Nick Martin, unfortunately, did not do much under Robert Saleh in his first year. Jacob Robinson had the diving interception versus Will Levis 2 days ago at 49ers camp. Very impressive interception. So Jacob Robinson, I'm very excited to see. And then Prysock. Do not know his first name still. Prysock. He is a guy who I'm excited to see play. He could be moved to safety. He is a very big defensive back. I like Prysock. I think he'll be a very interesting player to see what the 49ers do with him. So those are just some other players I am also very excited to watch. These are the main 3 players I'm watching though today. This is a YouTube short. Make sure you guys go check this. To watch for preseason players to watch for preseason week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. Nick Martin on the unofficial depth chart is listed as the Will 2 behind Dre Greenlaw. Expect him to be the Sam linebacker number 1 for the 49ers. Quarterback 3 battle. Curtis Rook versus Adrian Martinez. They are still battling for the quarterback 3 position. Right now, Curtis Rook has the upper hand. They will be battling throughout camp and the preseason. Guard 1 battle. Robert Jones and Connor Colby, same as the quarterback 3 battle. This battle will be decided throughout camp and the preseason. No one has ran away with this one just yet. Those are the main 3 players that I'm excited to watch. Left guard 1, quarterback 3, and then you got Nick Martin. No Niner news is coming out right now. We should get about it's been a minute since 49ers played football, since January. We should get, I think, about an hour and a half before the game. The 49ers injury report should be out. And I believe 2 hours or maybe same time, 49ers should also announce, the injury report. So the injury report should come out about an hour before the game, hour and a half before the game. I have that posted on my Instagram. Go follow my Instagram. I'm going to put the at is at 49_news24. The same as everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see that. At 49_news24 on Instagram is the at. So go check that out. That is where I post every 49ers news. If I'm not able to go live or able to record a video, that is where all of my 49er news goes to. YouTube is where all my content is, where I break down film, where I talk about players to watch, where I do all that good things is all on YouTube. But the news part is all on Instagram right now. I'm excited. We got 49ers football today. We are 33 minutes in the stream. Like I said, I plan to go live later to talk about player props and just research play. I'm going to go research player props right now for the 49ers and then come on live later and talk about the player props that I'm going to be taking, the player props I'm going to be taking. Maybe I have to do that right now on live for you guys, but this is really a pregame show, so let me see something. 1 second, boys. Let me pull up the NFL schedule. We have 6 games today. Yes, we have 6 games today. The Lions have 2 quarterbacks behind Jared Goff. They have Joshua Dobbs and Luke A. That's okay. Here we go, Lions. Is Jared Goff playing? Is Jared Goff playing football today? Is Jared Goff playing football today? Dan Campbell said, I really don't see playing a lot of our guys, the 2 quarterbacks. Okay, so it's going to be Luke Altmaier and Joshua Dobbs playing today. Okay, I didn't know Joshua Dobbs was on the Lions. Okay. I thought he was at New England still. But he left New England, and now he's on the Lions. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stay on live, just research some props. So, have y'all on the side, y'all can watch me as I'm researching some player props on Underdog Fantasy, looking at props, and doing all that fun things. So let me do that. So yeah, let's look at some player props now. Let's research some player props outside from the 49ers. We done before pregame show. Talk about the players to watch for the 49ers. Talk about the players to watch for the Titans. So let's get into the player props. The other team's player props. This is my boom play for today. This is my most confident play. Trey Lance over 89.5 passing yards and Jamar Chase under 28.5 receiving yards. That's my boom play. Refresh my underdog. See what kind of value we have here on UD. Okay. All right. Lions, Bengals, they play at 4 o'clock today. So let's see. Bengals are minus 271. Joe Burrow passing line is at 53.5. Jamar Chase receiving line, I got it all the way up at 28.5. It's all the way down to 21.5. So good value there. And then T. Higgins is at 17.5. Go to passing. Do we got? Yes, we do. Luke Altmaier line is at 156 passing yards. Is he going to? It's him and Joshua Dobbs only. Okay, so hit Luke Altmaier at 156. Why is Luke Altmaier for the Lions player prop so high at 156? It's 2 quarterback room. It's a rookie out of Illinois. Yes, it is. Luke Altmaier. This is interesting. Altmaier is a quarterback 3, I believe. Let me see. Mine's unofficial depth chart. Yeah, are seeing me work behind the scenes now. This is how I get down. So it looks like, yeah, Luke Altmaier is quarterback 3. Underdog has his line all the way at 156. Let me go check. Prize Picks and better. Yeah, Luke Altmaier is 156 everywhere. Wow. Okay, so the Bucks expect Luke Altmaier to get a lot of burn today. So there's no Joshua Dobbs props. That looks like a stay away game for me personally. Is the Lions and Bengals game. Luke Altmaier prop being that high is kind of crazy to me. Now we got the Steelers and Packers. Okay, looks like the Packers are playing their starters. But let's go Packers. Let's see. Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy said he's splitting the team into 3 groups for Thursday first preseason game. Group 1 will play a series or 2. Group 2 will play the rest of the first half. Group 3 will play the second half. Okay. So Jordan Love is expected to start. Matt LaFleur plans on playing Jordan Love and many of Green Bay's starters Thursday night. Okay. So Packers are going with the playing the starters role, looks like. Jordan Love will not be out there for long. Hasn't gave us an exact number of snaps and said. So I expect Jordan Love to be out there for one possession. I expect Jordan Love to be out there for one possession. The Steelers has given very little. There will be something we can do. Okay. Okay. The Steelers expected quarterback playing time. Mason Rudolph is expected to play 1 or 2 drives. Drew Allar is expected to play the remaining of the first half, and then Will Howard is expected to get the whole second half all by himself. So Drew Allar is the only player prop that is out there right now, and he is going to begin. So Mason Rudolph 1 or 2 series, and you have Allar for the rest of the first half, and then Will Howard. There's no Will Howard prop out. So I might wait on it, but I like Drew Allar over 75.5 passing yards. That is what pops in my mind. So quarterback 1. So first quarter is going to be Mason Rudolph and Drew Allar. Second quarter is Drew Allar. Third and fourth is Will Howard. So if you are on a book that has that has Will Howard passing prop line, I would go take Will Howard. He's gonna play the whole second half. I don't know what his line is set at because on Underdog and Better, his line is not there. So that's very interesting. Will Howard should have a good game. I think Will Howard should have over 100 passing yards today. Yeah, so I'm high on Will Howard. But if you can't get Will Howard, I like Drew Allar over 75.5 passing yards. Colts Patriots game, the quarterbacks in this game, the lines are set. You got all Colts quarterback. You got Anthony Richardson, Riley Leonard, and Tommy DeVito. What is the plans for this? Colts. Anthony Richardson should get the first reps, then Riley Leonard. I'm going to stay away from that. Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett, 49ers division rival. Jacoby Brissett should be starting. Carson Beck line is set all the way at 95.5. And then Mendoza's line is set at 102 passing yards. That's a very high line for Mendoza. That's very high line for Mendoza. So let's go. So yeah, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett, then Gardner Minshew, then Carson Beck. Brissett and Jeremiah Love will be playing. It's going to be Jeremiah Love NFL debut today. No James Conner, no Trey Benson. So it's going to be Jeremiah Love and then Tower Algier. Cardinals expected playing time. This is where we have some really useful information. LaForce said the main starters will play 1 drive, maximum of 2. So we get Brissett out there for 1 or 2 drives. They play at 5 a day. Jeremiah Love rushing prop is set at 18.5 right now on UD. That's interesting. He's going to get 1 or 2 drives. I expect Jeremiah Love to get around 4 or 5 carries. Can he get 19 yards in his first game? That's interesting. Jacoby Brissett, 1 or 2 drives. Gardner Minshew, 1 or 2 drives. Carson Beck, extended work. I expect Carson Beck to play the same amount of football he played last week. I think he plays second and third quarter. Second and third quarter and a little bit of the fourth. And then I think Kadon Slavitt will play the rest of the fourth, maybe the last 10 minutes of the fourth. The end portion of the fourth, Kadon Slavitt should come in. So for Beck playing 2 quarters, his line at 95.5. What did Beck get last week? I know Beck went crazy last week. So this line, he had 188 last week. He had 188 last week. No Brissett. So we take away a few yards from that. No Brissett. Minshew Stu is going to play today. I kind of like it still. I think it's high. But Carson Beck at 95.5. I kind of like it. I'm going to stay away from the running backs. Yeah, I'll add it. I kind of like it. If you guys are just joining, I am going over player props for the preseason games today. We did our 49er pregame show. If you guys could just rewind if you guys want to watch it. See, that's what I'm doing right now. Just making some bacon in front of y'all boys. Just cooking. I'll be live later, and the title will say looking for player props or discussing player props, something like that. So that's something. DJ Ungalele line is at 81.5. Do we trust him to get that? He's going to have one whole half of football. That's the thing. I took Trey Lance line already at 89.5, as you guys are seeing on the screen. They only have 3 quarterbacks and no Herbert. So, yes, Trey Lance and DJ is going to play for one whole half. Lance is playing first quarter and second quarter. DJ is playing third and fourth. Jim Harbaugh said the quarterback 2 competition between them is pretty close. So both quarter. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So Trey Lance is in a quarterback 2 battle right now. My guy, Trey. He's in a quarterback 2 battle, which is he's going to win that battle. I got full faith in my boy Trey Lance. Trey area. Got full faith in my boy Trey Lance. He's at 91.5. I liked it. I liked that I got him at 89.5. But I think he still gets 91.5. I like DJ Ungalele line at 81.5. I can't lie. I like DJ line at 81.5. I do. And then there's no lines for the Texans rushing wise. Who's there? Trey Lance lines at 14.5. Braden Thompson, the guy who ran the fastest 40-yard dash during this combine, has a 25.5 line. So that Isaiah Bond receiving yards interest me. It does. His line is set right now at 24.5. So that line interests me. We're going to stay away with it. And then 49ers Titans in the last game. Don't like anything. Maybe Patrick Taylor. But for him to be at 30.5 now, scream, stay away from it. Tony Power lines all the way at 17.5. All right. I think this will be the lay I place. I'm gonna wait until a little more information comes in. I'm waiting until a little more information comes in the game, but if I have to do a lay, this will be the lay that I place. We got three player props, quarterback passing props. This is the lay that I just clicked up here on live stream. There's a very good chance I play it. I'll be live a little bit later to talk about the actual player props I'm placing, but this one right here is one that I'm thinking about taking. You got Drew Aller over 75.5 passing yards. Drew Aller is gonna play. I think they said the whole second quarter for sure, and half of the first quarter, and the full second quarter. I think Drew Aller is going to be able to get this in that game. Yeah, Drew Aller. I think he's going to be able to get this. You're going to have Will Howard. You're going to have Will Howard who's in there. But let me see. Who are they going against? Who is Steelers going against? They're going against the Packers. Wake up, Mr. Wiz. That's not them. Okay. So Drew Adler. Okay, Drew Adler is actually the quarterback 4 for the Steelers. I didn't know that. But yeah, it says Mason Rudolph should get 1 or 2 series, and then Drew Adler should get the remaining of the first half. So I like him getting over 75.5 passing yards here. Carson Beck balled out in the Hall of Fame game. He should get extended work, they said. I like him at 95.5 to get 96 passing yards. And DJ Angalele is going to get the whole third and fourth quarter. He's going against third and fourth string defenses. I think him over 81.5 is a good line. These are the 3 player props I like right now. I'm going to continue researching them. We'll be live a little bit later once again. But yeah, this is my boom play, my most confident play. Jamar Chase under 28.5 receiving yards. Trey Lance over 89.5 passing yards. That's going to wrap it up for the stream. We did the 49ers pre-game show for the 49ers vs. Titans preseason game. We talked about my most confident boom play, the Trey Lance player prop, the Jamar Chase player props. We talked about 3 players to watch. And then I was cooking up here on stream. I cooked up a nice 3-man for you guys to go take on Underdog Fantasy.
To watch for preseason.
To end it off, though, I'm going to let my video play out. And after this video ends, I'm going to catch you guys in the next live stream. Maybe a little bit later today. If not, I'll see you guys next week or tomorrow. I see you guys very, very soon, though. We have 49ers football today. Enjoy 49ers football. As football season is back, we have this all the way until February. I'm very hyped about it. That means you guys get 49ers content to hopefully all into February and hopefully into that Super Bowl parade in the Bay Area. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Players to watch for preseason week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. Nick Martin on the unofficial depth chart is listed as the Will 2 behind Dre Greenlaw. Expect him to be the Sam linebacker number 1 for the 49ers. Quarterback 3 battle. Curtis Rook versus Adrian Martinez. They are still battling for the quarterback 3 position. Right now, Curtis Rook has the upper hand. They will be battling throughout camp and the preseason. Guard 1 battle. Robert Jones and Connor Colby, same as the quarterback 3 battle. This battle will be decided throughout camp and the preseason. No one has ran away with this one just yet. Players to watch for preseason week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. Nick Martin on the unofficial depth chart is listed as the Will 2 behind Dre Greenlaw. Expect him to be the Sam linebacker number 1 for the 49ers. Quarterback 3 battle. Curtis Rook versus Adrian Martinez. They are still battling for the quarterback 3 position. Right now, Curtis Rook has
I lied. We are still live. Matt Miyako just dropped the 49ers injury list. This is not the injury list for the game, but this is the full injury list of players that are out right now. So we're going to take a look at this real quick. Is this one? All right, here we go. This is the full list of 49ers injury. You have Christian Kirk with a calf injury. He's been out since the first day of 49ers camp. No surprise there. You have Verno Lowe with an ankle injury, offensive tackle. I don't know when he got hurt, but I feel like he's been on the injury report for a minute. Jordan James with a rib injury. He got punched by Fred Warner and broke his ribs. Very unfortunate. Jordan James, I think, could still be the 49ers running back too. Kalen Black, I see him more as a receiving back. You have Malachi Mustafa, hamstring injury. Malachi Mustafa came into this camp and he was supposed to compete for that safety position versus Marquise Siegel, but he's been missing a lot of time with that hamstring injury. Defensive line, Kalen Black with a groin injury. Kalen Black obviously had an unfortunately bad scenario that happened this offseason where he was shot in the foot with little baby entourage. Very unfortunate news for him, but he is listed here as a groin injury, according to Matt Miyako. You have wide receiver Mike Evans, the 49ers' biggest free agent signing this offseason. Mike Evans with a quad injury. Running back Kalen Black, groin injury. Kalen Black and Jordan James both being on this list hurts very much. The 49ers running back depth is very, very slim. Wide receiver Jacob Cowing with a hip flexor. Jacob Cowing has been out for, I believe it's been over a month now. Jacob Cowing has been out. So him with a hip flexor, that's not a very good news for Jacob Cowing. Him having a hip flexor and still missing time as he has. I wouldn't say Jacob Cowing has a lock spot on this 49er roster right now. So him missing time with that injury at 49ers camp doesn't help his appeal to be on this 49ers final 53-man roster. Kyle Juszczyk, finger injury, no worries about that. He's a veteran. He knows He knows what he has to do when he has to play the game. No, I don't expect him to be at 49ers camp for this whole season no more. Brett Tough, he has a concussion. Nick Bosa is sore. Nick Bosa, I don't expect him to be at 49ers camp for the rest of the season. Nick Zacko actually got cut from the 49ers, so he's not on the team no more. Christian McCaffrey has tightness. Luke Gifford, I didn't know Luke Gifford was injured. Luke Gifford has hamstring injury. George Kittle Achilles. This is the pup list now. George Kittle Achilles, Michael Williams ACL, and Isaac Grundle pec injury. That's the 49er injury list. Luke Gifford being hurt with a hamstring just means one thing. Nick Martin to the freaking moon. Nick Martin. You're going to hear that name a lot today. Nick Martin's going to absolutely ball today with Luke Gifford being hurt with a hamstring injury. I don't expect Luke Gifford to play if he does still have that hamstring injury. But this was the full 49er injury list according to Matt Mielko. You had Christian Kirk. Like I said, Christian Kirk got hurt on day one of 49ers camp. Very unfortunate for him. But yeah, no surprises there. I feel like they all been on the injury report for a very long time now. Now, that's going to wrap it up for the 49er pregame show. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the way out, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream.